Today we're going to look at the PSWATC procedure, which is, I've sort of just tried to figure out what it is because it's something I'm not super familiar with either, and it's basically a checklist you go through before approaching into a confined area. So we'll just get into it. We'll just take off from the Otudu Island hut and we'll just fly across the Otudu dock hut and just do a really brief rundown on some of the things you look for if you're approaching into an area, into a confined area. We'll just climb up to about 500 feet AGL. So we're going to try and land just in by the Otudu dock hut there. Just set my sensitivity on the joystick. So the idea is you come in and you just orbit it around 500 feet above the ground and then sort of assess what it's like. So I've put some visuals in here so you can sort of get an idea of what it is. So for the PSWATC procedure, so the first one is P, which is obviously it's a power check. So we've got enough power to hover in the conditions today. Our payload, like what have we got on board, is it heavy, and have we got permission to land there? And then the S, which is the size of our landing area. So we're looking down there, looking at our size, and the shape. So what's the shape of it? The slope, surface, sun. So which way is the sun coming from? Shadow, and surrounds. So it's obviously got trees around it. There's not a lot of slope there. The sun's sort of reasonably high, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. And then obviously we take into effect the wind, which is the W, wind. And obviously are there any wires. So as you're just orbiting around, you're just checking all this stuff. Like, it'll get faster as you get more familiar with what you're looking at as you're coming in. And then A, which is now that you start looking at where you're going to approach in from, and your abort points. Like if it's not looking good, whereabouts are you going to abort and then peel off, so you've got an escape route. And then you've got T, so where will you take off and where will you terminate your landing, or will you terminate when you take off if it doesn't look good either. And C, so you set up a bit of a circuit, so you get an upwind and a crosswind, downwind, and a final approach. Now, this is all taking into all the above to sort of set it up, so how it would work best. So now that we've looked at all those sort of figures, and we can set up our approach. So we're going crosswind now. So now I'm going to turn downwind, and we're going to just sort of try and roughly follow that green arrow because that's just sort of how we set it up for this. So we're going downwind now. So now we're going to we'll turn onto base shortly. I'll start descending now, and we're going to try and aim to come in where it's clear. That's giving us the best sort of angle into the wind today too. Obviously you can change it around, but you still have to factor in all those the previous factors, like the things around where you're coming into land, obviously. Cover those guys in dust. And that's basically just a real simplified version. Hopefully I've done it correctly. It gives you a bit of a rough idea, though there's a bit going through your head when you're coming into a confined area. This wasn't a super confined area, like as in having a steep confined area approach. This was just a nice gradual approach. But yeah, I hope that was helpful, and we'll catch you on the next one.